You know, we have I really do appreciate what Chairman Rowe is doing. He pours his heart and soul into this on one of the most important issues and things that we can deal with here in Congress, and that is helping our veterans. You know, the people that step up and serve in the military, I stand in awe. They do the heavy lifting, they run to the fire, they engage, and then they come home. And we have got to do a better job of taking care of those people who take care of us. Veterans Administration, just like the rest of federal government, we had a lot of good people who actually work there and do care and have big hearts. But with a government of more than 2 million people, every once in a while you come across some bad apples. They may be a poor performer, or they may just have their heart in a different place. And we got to deal with these bad apples. Because while you have a whole set of people that are actually trying to do the right thing, you're going to run into some people every once in a while that aren't doing the right thing. And you got to be able to dismiss them. Now, the Oversight and Government Reform Committee has jurisdiction on the federal civilian workforce, and we've worked closely with Chairman Rowe to help make this possible. Through the last couple of years that I've been chairman of the Oversight Committee, we have heard a number of accounts where federal employees were they couldn't be disciplined fast enough. It was obvious what they had done, but they had run into roadblocks in being able to dismiss people. We heard horror stories from the environmental protection agencies where there was a sexually harassed intern that lasted for 3 years. It took 5 weeks to process the harasser's removal proceedings. We heard the Government Accountability Office come and testify before our committee that it can take 6 months to a year to remove a federal employee for poor performance. And you know what? That ain't good enough. When you got a bad apple and somebody's misusing the system and they're not performing, they're hurting our veterans. And when they're hurting their veterans, I take that personally. And everybody should take that personally. Nobody wants to see that happen. So this bill, this H.R. 1259, is a very important bill to accelerate that process. Again, let's remember that most of the people that work there, good, hard-working, patriotic people who care. But when you do have a bad apple and you do need to get rid of that person, we've got to have an expedited removal proceeding. I know this bill does a number of things, but I can tell you, having heard testimony time and time and time again in a variety of federal agencies, especially the VA, this is a much-needed bill. We are going to work as a committee to implement reforms like this government-wide. But to put the Veterans Administration first and deal with this first, I think, is the right priority of this Congress. And again, hats off to Chairman Rowe and the committee as a whole for addressing this so aggressively and so early in the 115th Congress. I urge its passage. And with that, I yield back.
We will make America great again.